Guys, so this is a video I wasn't even planning on filming today, but I ended up with a little bit of time this afternoon, and shockingly I had an Ulta order get here in like a day. Did I order this? No, 2 days ago. It's almost like Sephora level shipping, which if you order from Ulta at any regular basis, you know they are really sluggish sometimes. Like sometimes I will place an order and I feel like I wait a week plus before it gets here. And so for Ulta to have delivered an order today, I was like completely shocked. So I thought it might be fun to do an Ulta unboxing. I got a coupon from them, as I think most of us did, for 20% off. And I had saved up a ton of points and I was waiting for one of those 20% offers to come before I ordered anything. That is my favorite way to order because you're getting 20% off of everything. And then when you cash in 2,000 points, it's $125. So that means you can put just under $160 worth of stuff in your cart, use your 20% off coupon, and then redeem your 2,000 points for $125, and you pretty much are going to pay a couple of bucks plus maybe some tax, and that's it. So definitely the time to cash in any points. I do believe that saving to 2,000 points is worth it. I know it is excruciating sometimes, especially when you start realizing you have like $50 off, etc. But there has been some math done that shows that 2,000 points, you're actually getting the most bang for your bucks. So your redemption at 2,000 points is earning you more dollars per point than at other redemption periods along the way. So I'm a firm believer at this point that waiting to 2,000 is worth it. There's also something extremely satisfying about getting $125 worth of merchandise for free. So I have been really good. I haven't even cracked into this box yet. So let's get in. Oh, so many things to try. All right, so let's start with this because this is probably the least exciting item in here. This is another Lorac Pro 4 palette. If you saw, let's see, I think I did a review on this palette when I bought it, and I think then I showed you guys that I had taken it on a trip and the mirror had shattered, and it wasn't just like a crack, it was like a complete shatter. So I felt like I had little teeny pieces of glass particles all over this very creamy eyeshadow. I just felt like I was gonna run the risk of picking up glass particles on a brush and getting it on my eyelid or in my eye, and it just wasn't worth the risk for me, so I ended up throwing it away. And then I kind of put this back on my wish list because I love this palette. It is probably my favorite of the Lorac palettes that I have at this point. I really love the colors. I love the versatility of this. Like, it's a beautiful palette. I will insert some swatches of this palette because I did swatch this back when I first got it. So I am happy to have this back in my collection, and I probably won't be traveling with it, or I will just be more careful on how I pack it, because I've traveled with these palettes, past Lorac palettes, several times with no issue at all. So I think it was kind of a freakish accident, and I feel like I will maybe just pack it in a padded sort of bubble mailer if I'm going to take it on a trip again. So anywho, that is the first item. Let's grab the other item. So I was kind of excited to see this palette come out from BH Cosmetics. So this is their Royal Affair palette. I saw this actually in store, so I was actually able to do what you're probably not supposed to, which is crack open the box and actually look at the colors inside. So it does appear to be a palette that if your store carries BH Cosmetics, and I feel like a lot of Ultas do now, they are going to keep this one in their stores. But I just thought that the colors on here were so pretty. So there you can see the palette. You've got some neutrals that go cool. You've got some neutrals that go warm, like these two shades down here, but then you've got these cooler shades here. You've got some really pretty sort of basics, but then you've got this really fun mustard and a really cool green up here. So I just felt like this could be a lot of fun to work with. And then you've got this awesome limey chartreuse color over here as well. So because this is a true haul and I'm not even trying anything on today, at least as far as eyeshadows go, I may try some lip products out here in a minute, but I will come back and do a haul update for you guys, and I will insert a full range of swatches and we'll talk about how these all went. But let's swatch a few of these just to see what the texture looks like here. So let's swatch some of the ones I'm really curious about. I'm always interested in a taupe, so let's swatch this guy. I'm always interested in a mustard and a green. And let's do one more matte here. Let's try a dark shade. Let's try this burgundy. There's a couple of the mattes there. That actually seems to have pretty good pigmentation. They feel really smooth and creamy to the touch. Let me get a wipe and then let's try some of the metallics. Let's do this lime green. That'll be interesting to try. Let's try, I really want to try this taupey shade here, so let's try that. Let's do Lord, which is this purpley shade here. Let's see what Throne is. This white shade looks like it might have a blue shift to it, so let's see what Throne looks like. Ooh, that's pretty. Just trying to focus on my face, sorry guys. So those are some pretty colors there. That's a really nice chartreuse, and I like how the other ones seem nicely pigmented. So this does have a mirror up at the top if you guys were curious, and I am kind of excited to play around with this palette. I think it's got some neutrals, but it's also got some fun ways of combining colors that I don't typically see in palettes. So yeah. This is fun. All right, so this is a Becca duo that I picked up, and it is a Lilac Love Lip and Highlighting Duo. So I've been interested in the Lilac highlighter. So what do they call this? Their Lilac Geode is the shade. So the set comes with a full-sized lip gloss. This is a really pretty pinkish shade. It has some gold shift to it, so sort of a peachy rose gold shade. That's really pretty. And then a little baby highlighter, which, you know, when you've got a large collection, getting things in baby size is never a bad idea. So this one is sort of amethyst, and it does have a gold shift to it. So it will be interesting to see kind of how I end up with this shade working on me, because I typically try and avoid a lot of gold, but purple undertones are one of those things that I actually can wear. So there is a swatch of the highlighter. It will be interesting to see how this works for me, because cool toned purple meets warm toned gold. I don't typically wear goldish highlighters, but I feel like the purple shift in here may totally save this highlighter and make it one that is absolutely great for my skin tone. And then let's swatch this gloss. I have never tried a Becca gloss, but I have heard other people comment about how nice they are and the fact that they're not like overly sticky or anything. So I'm definitely curious to try that. Didn't feel overly sticky at all either just then. So there is the gloss and the highlighter side by side. So I thought this was a great little way for me to try a lip gloss formula that I've never tried, that I've heard good things about, and then get my hands on a little baby-sized highlighter that I've been wanting to try as well. All right, so I did pick up a new mascara. This is new for fall, and I wanted to test it from Revlon. They have had their volumizing mascara out before, but this is volumizing waterproof, and it actually has some little raindrops on there that remind me a lot of what they did when Too Faced released Better in Sex Waterproof. So they've got those little clear sort of water droplets looking like on there. So I've never tried the volumizing mascara. I feel like I've heard a couple people talk about really enjoying it, but I haven't tried a Revlon mascara in a while, because to be honest, I haven't really loved any of the ones I did try, but I thought this one looks interesting. I've been wanting to try another waterproof mascara for my upper lashes to see if that helps hold curl. Everyone says that that does. I personally haven't noticed a ton of that, to be totally honest, but I thought this would be fun to try as part of my roundup for fall, and it intrigued me. All right, just grabbing some random things. This is from Almay. This is new for them. So this is their Gel Smooth Metallics Liner. See if I can get my hot little hands into it. It's that shrink wrap paper that messes up every manicure I've ever had. All right, so I haven't gotten the plastic off. I'll get that off later, but I at least wanted to show you that. So I got the shade Rouge Awakening. So it's sort of a red pencil here that I thought looked really interesting. It's a metallic, but it feels really creamy. So really pretty reddish cranberry color. Like I could definitely see myself using this on my waterline or down smudged underneath my lower lash line. So I'm excited to play around with this. I haven't tried any Almay eyeliners before, so we'll give this a whirl. Let's stick with Almay, because I actually picked up a few other products from them. So I got one of their Velvet Foil Cream eyeshadows. These are also new for fall. They had some interesting colors, and they also had some neutrals. I got one that I thought would be kind of one of those everyday sort of one and done shades. So I picked up the shade Endgame, and it's just this little brown squeezy tube here. I like cream shadows like this when they're this deeper sort of mid-tone shade, because I feel like I can put it all over my lid, buff it out, and then it kind of ends up as a one and done shadow. Yeah, that's one of my favorite types of colors. That sort of more taupey, dark brown color. They look really pretty all over the lid and blended out. It adds a lot of dimension with a single color look. This feels really creamy. It seems like it's got really good pigmentation. Like I continue to rub and kind of blend this out and it's not looking patchy or weird or anything. Like it seems to have a really nice texture. So we'll see if this actually lasts on my eyes, but I've seen a number of these sort of little foil paint things starting to come out. I just got done testing one from Revlon from a limited edition collection. We'll talk about that at some point, but then I also want to pick up some ones from CYO that I've seen out on Instagram. So yeah, I'm excited to play around with this. I feel like Almay is stepping out of the box a little bit with some newer products. And then I picked up 2 lipsticks from Almay that were in these cute little decorated packages that have different sayings on them. They kind of remind me of the ones that Sephora is carrying now that are like $7 or something like that. So these are the Almay Lip Vibes, and they have a sort of cardboard on the outside, so it is kind of what I expected. And then there's actually a clear part at the top. So I picked up Be Strong, which is a cream, and it's sort of a deep plummy cream. And then I also picked up the shade Worry Less, which seemed to be a really cool toned nude color, which I thought might be fun. Let's swatch these. And then I think this was a matte. They had a couple different formulas in these and I wanted to try each of them. They have a nice vanilla scent to them. So the cool tone shade is Worry Less, and then the more plum shade there is Be Strong. Be Strong is a cream and Worry Less is a matte, so I'm excited to try both of those. I like the vanilla scent in them. It's very nice, not obtrusive. I know a lot of us have talked in the comments about how much we hate the smell of so many drugstore lip products, so Almay at least is listening and has given us a really nice, soft, subtle vanilla. I will say the shade that they called matte, I'm still noticing a decent amount of sort of shine from, not as much as the cream, but I would almost say this is more of a demi matte or even maybe a satin than a cream, but we'll try them on the lips and see if maybe they settle down into a different texture. So 2 more little lip products that Almay just launched for fall time. So I picked up a little trio of the Stila Glitter and Glows. I've been watching these sets for probably the last year on both Ulta and Sephora, and I've just never pulled the trigger because I didn't feel like I liked all 3 shades, or more often than not, they would have the shade that I already had. So the shade I have is like the silvery one. I can't remember, Cosmic something or other. It's got more of that silvery base, but it also has sort of holographic shifting glitter particles in there. I'll put the name up on the screen. But a lot of the sets have had those. So I was excited to see a set that came out for Ulta exclusively. There's a different set at Sephora that had 3 shades that I was actually interested in. So there are the 3 shades there. We have Kitten Karma, Tulip Twinkle in the middle, and then the one here at the end is Smoldering Satin. So these 3 all look like ones that I thought I would get a lot of use out of. I've been interested in both Kitten Karma and Smoldering Satin, and then I thought, ooh, a more cranberry gold shade could be fun. So let me swatch these. I also feel like this smaller size is something that is actually a really good value for me, because for as much as I love these, I don't see myself wearing them every single day. And so me using up a full size is probably never going to happen. So I'd much rather have these little mini sizes in more shades than just have one in a full size that never gets used up. These are really pretty. So that bright gold there is Kitten Karma, and then Tulip Twinkle is that pink shade, and then that taupey shade that has silver glitter in it is Smoldering Satin. So I'm really excited to have these 3 in my life and kind of have some more of the Stila Glitter and Glows. I really am resisting the urge to put Tulip Twinkle on my eyes right now. I have the Urban Decay Cherry palette. It's the first day I've tested this. I did a very sort of pink look on it. We'll have to see. Like I said, I've literally played with like 4 shades in the palette at this point, so I cannot comment on whether or not I like it or not. I think I'm gonna do a video talking about a whole bunch of palettes that I've recently purchased. So the Anastasia Sultry palette and the Urban Decay Naked Cherry and a few others that I've picked up sort of randomly. And I think I may just do a palette roundup and talk about what I like about them and not. All right, so heads up, Tulip Twinkle stains. Like I just used a makeup wipe to get off those glitters, and that stained the heck out of my hand. That makes me a little nervous to use this on my eyes. I'm not gonna lie. And maybe if you're using it over top of a powder shadow, so you already have something down and it doesn't have direct contact with your skin, and or you're using a makeup eye primer. Maybe that will make a difference. I'm a little nervous about having pink stained eyelids. All right, so one thing I picked up from Makeup Revolution is one of their lip toppers. This is the shade Exquisite. It is got a little bit of a pink / silver shift to it. If you think this packaging looks familiar, doesn't it look just like the Fenty Gloss Bomb in the base? Fascinating, right? There are 3 shades in total. 2 of these are in stores, and I think the one that I picked up is an online one only. So there's 3 shades total. Fairly certain Exquisite was the one that was online only, but I have seen the other 2 shades in my local Ulta. I am very curious to see what this looks like over top of colors. Oh wow, is that ever pretty. Ignore my swatch there. It has the most amazing iridescent silver pink shift to it. It's actually got a ton of dimension in it. I am seeing purple, I'm seeing gold, I'm seeing a little bit of silver, some light teal. That's really pretty. We're putting that on. Let me find something that has a mirror. I already have a lip gloss on, but I don't even care. We're gonna go in for more. Oh, too much, too much. Yeah, that's really pretty. It doesn't feel sticky at all, guys. It does feel a little reminiscent, honestly, of the Fenty Gloss Bomb from a formula perspective. I don't think they have a color that dupes any of the ones that are out there now. I could be wrong. There might be one that looks like Diamond Milk. This is definitely a different shade than anything that's been released in the Fenty, but nice gel texture, nothing sticky at all. Okay, let's keep rolling. I got the J-Cat X-Treme eyeshadow palette. I keep watching that Taylor using these palettes and being completely blown away by them, and they're $6.99. They technically came out somewhere in between spring and summer. I'm probably gonna count them as part of J-Cat's fall releases, but I wanted to try at least one of these, so I got the palette Red Carpet Premiere because I thought it had a nice mix of cool tones and warm tones. Open, doggone it. I like the fact that it's got a cool shade at the top, and then I thought it had some really pretty sort of modern Renaissance type colors. This sort of duochromy lavender shade looked beautiful. All right, let's swatch a few of these. Ooh, they feel really creamy. All right, I'm going to attempt a Tara Baby style live swatch here, guys, but I will admit I'm struggling a little bit to do her style and format of live swatching because my camera keeps trying to want to focus on my face and I need to focus on my arm. All right, maybe if I'm off camera, that will make a difference. So there is the taupe shade, Rust, Berry, and the more cranberry shade. So there are some of the mattes. Those are really pretty. And then here are some of the metallic shades. Ooh, that's beautiful. Pretty. Ooh, that's gorgeous too. All right. Can definitely see why that Taylor likes the shadow format. So I'm excited to play around with this J-Cat palette. I will probably report back to you guys, obviously, before I start doing my fall roundup stuff, because I still feel like stuff is getting released from brands. So I am holding off on doing any of those videos until I feel like they're done. But I will come back and give you guys an update as part of this haul video. Other things that I got. Yes. So this is from Lancome, and this is something I just happened to swatch in store one day, and I was kind of intrigued by. So this is their Lancome L'Absolu Lacquer. I got the shade 492 Celebration. It's in this really pretty sort of ombre black to clear bottle down there so you can see the color. And it felt like this really interesting texture when I was playing with it. And it looked like it was going to be slightly sheer, but then buildable. And I thought this color was really stunning. It felt very gel-like and almost a little cooling on my hand. I don't know as if this color goes with this look, but I'm really wanting to put this on my lips because I've not put this on my lips. I've just swatched it on my hand rather, in the store. And we have another stainer, folks. So this is definitely one that is going to leave behind some stain on your lips. Okay, that is a beautiful color. that I'm going to really enjoy for fall, which is kind of what I was thinking. It's a strange formula. It reminded me a little bit as I was putting it on of the Essence Water Kiss, where it felt very water-like and a little cooling, but it's got a different texture as it goes on. And it may just be that it is a darker color. And this does have an ever so subtle sheen to it. I wouldn't consider the shade to be metallic, but you can definitely see I'm getting some shine dimension, not just from the glossiness of this product, but also just from a little bit of pearlescence that's in here. Very, very subtle though. Feels really comfy. Oh, let's keep this on for the rest of the video. But I'm excited to play around with it. I don't feel like I've heard anybody talk about them, and it's just an interesting, odd formula, so picked that up. I also picked up another one of these Gen Nude palettes from Bare Minerals. This is the Copper palette. This is one that I was super interested in trying after I got done testing the Rose palette. So here's what the front of that one looks like. It's got sort of a copper marbling effect to the front, and then the inside has 3 matte and 3 shimmer shades. So I thought that olive looked beautiful, and I liked the more rosy nude shades along with the rose gold, and then you have a really pretty cream. So I feel like this one isn't going to suffer from some of the flaws that I felt like the rose one had, at least in my mind, in terms of having a good transition shade, because I feel like the shade Truth here is exactly what I need. Those are positively crap swatches there. Sorry, guys. So there are some crap live swatches of the Bare Minerals palette. I promise you guys I will do my typical normal close-up, really good swatches when we do the roundup video, but I am definitely excited to play around with this color scheme. I think it actually looks really, really pretty. I don't know, I think this is going to be a fun palette to play with in general, and I think it looks like fall in a little 6-pan compact. So this is been one that I've been waiting for my 20% 2,000 points to get, because I knew I wanted it, but glad to have it in my collection and now can play around with it. 2 last products all about making your face glowy. I finally got my hot little hands on the Catrice Prime and Fine Dewy Setting Spray. I've watched that Taylor talk about this over and over again, about giving her skin that glow and getting rid of any sort of cakiness. So I'm really excited to have this. This is newer for Catrice. I think this has been out for a few months now. But yeah, I'm excited to play with this. I'm curious if it has a smell. A little bit of a fruity smell, maybe. Nothing too extreme. Oh, when I am twirling the bottle, I'm never gonna be able to get this on camera. I am actually seeing a little bit of sort of iridescence. I wonder if I can capture that there. I'm seeing a little bit of iridescence in the bottom of the bottle. So there's almost some sort of like small pearlescence suspended in this liquid, which may be giving it part of its glow as well. Happy to play around with this. And then the last glowy product I picked up was from Revlon. So this is new for them. This is their Rose Glow. It's in this beautiful dropper bottle that's pink inside. It's their Hydrating Illuminating Primer. I am curious to see if this is going to have too many shimmer particles in there. Sometimes these just end up looking like you've put glitter on your face, but this one just looks like it's pretty and pearlescent. Let's put a little bit on my hand that is totally stained. Ooh, it's thicker than I would have thought. It's not completely runny. It has a little bit of viscosity to it there. Interesting. Okay, so let's put a little on my hand. Feels really gel-like and hydrating. It's definitely making my hand look glowy, stains and all aside. I'm seeing maybe small pearlescent particles in here, but I'm not seeing a ton of chunky glitter. And this definitely feels more gel-like. The one that I've tried from Flower, and I'll talk more about that when we get to roundup for fall, but the one from Flower that's purple is different than this. So the purple one, if you're kind of curious, if you're looking at these, I can give you a real high level overview. The purple one is actually an oil, and it actually has fairly large shimmer particles suspended throughout it. I saw all of those shimmer particles all over my face, and then it was an oil. This seems to have more of a pinky rose gold shimmer pearlescence running through it. That's probably a better way to describe it. And it is gel-like. Now what's interesting is it says it's 1 fluid ounce, but I don't know if you can see that there, but it's not filled up to the top. Like, it looks like a significant amount of product is gone. So the other thing that was interesting is I didn't have to remove any sort of wrapper from this. That makes me wonder if this has been returned to Ulta. I mean, it's brand spanking new. I pretty much ordered it. So it'd be really hard for something to get used, returned to their distribution center, and then resent out within a couple of days. But it is odd. Everything else I've pulled out has had these like plastic wrappers that I've had to unwrap on them. And this one didn't. I think I'm going to go on the safe side. I've just put it on the back of my hand. I'm gonna email the Ulta customer service people and just let them know that, or just ask them to confirm to me with a photo from their distribution center that this doesn't come with a plastic piece on the outside and that it is supposed to have that much product removed from the top. I'm just a little iffy about this one. All right, well, is what it is. We will deal. And that's it. That's it. I say that. We've been talking here for God only knows how long. But that is everything for my haul here. Thanks for sitting down and doing sort of a chill, old school haul with me today. I hope there are some products here that are maybe interesting to you. Like I said, give me a few weeks. Let me test and play around with all these products. I'll come back and do a haul update. I'll give you much better close-up shots of swatches and the palettes and stuff. I just wanted to sit down and film this because I was going to sit down and open this box and play with all of these products, and I thought it might be fun to do on camera with you guys as well. So hope you enjoyed today's video. Look forward to chatting with you guys down in the comments. Have an amazing day. Bye.